Yes, dear students, welcome to all of you once again in new session. So today we are going to discuss series combination. What is series combination? When we say that resistors or conductors or appliances are connected in series combination, and what is equivalent resistance? We are going to find the equivalent resistance of resistances of resistors connected in series. And what is equivalent resistance? की definition करेंगे. It is important. And what are the key points of series combination and what are the disadvantages of series combination we shall discuss in this session. And some important points you will find in this session which will help you in competitive exams as well as in subjective paper which is going to be held in March. Now let's begin the session and move toward whiteboard.
Yes, dear students, if you try to recall, last time we discussed specific resistance or resistivity. Yes, am I right? So today I am starting with the same topic. थोड़ा सा revision हो जाए, and after that we shall be discussing series combination of resistors. How two or more resistors can be connected in different ways. And out of these two different ways, today we are going to discuss series combination. Series combination में जब हम resistor को connect करते हैं, how to join them in series combination, and why to join them in series combination? What is the advantage of joining resistors in series combination? And what are the disadvantages of joining the resistors or appliances in series combination? Or we can say that why don't we join our electrical appliances in series combination at home? So कौन सा combination हम use करते हैं घर पर, है ना? ये discuss करेंगे. So now let's start with the relation between resistance and resistivity. उससे थोड़ा सा revision के साथ start करते हैं. So last time we discussed that R is equal to rho L upon A, where R is the resistance of the conductor, rho is the specific resistance or resistivity of the conductor, L is the length of the conductor, A is the area of cross section. Area of cross section we know we can find out using pi r square, where r is the radius of the conductor. Yes, and if you have to find out specific resistance here, so this we can find out r into A upon L. Okay, and we had discussed the difference between resistivity and resistance. इन दोनों के बीच में हमने difference भी किया था, and it is very important for board exams also, no? Home exam as well as board exam. So you must know the difference between resistance and resistivity. Now actually the question पूछते हैं, if I have two wires, one wire is this A and another wire is B. Yes. So this is B and both have same area of cross section. But here you can see its length is L1 and its length is L2. L2 is greater than L1. Yes. Okay. And area of cross section दोनों का same है. Area of cross section is same here. AA, it is same. Now if I ask you, तो दोनों में जो resistance है, resistance of A and resistance of B, दोनों में relation क्या होगा? Resistance will be same or different? Yes, anyone? Okay, Akshat is saying that resistance will be different. Why? Because resistance is directly proportional to length of the conductor if area remains same. Area of cross section is same. Area of cross section यहाँ पर same है. Length इसका देखो दोनों का different है. So resistance दोनों का different होगा, है ना? So this means resistance of a conductor depends on the dimensions of the conductor or object. इसकी लेंथ ज्यादा है तो इसका रेजिस्टेंस भी क्या होगा, ज्यादा होगा. तो रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ RB is more than resistance of RA. Yes, and if we change the area of cross section of A and area of okay, the resistance will also change. But what is same and what about the resistivity? अगर हम बात करें resistivity की, तो resistivity भी दोनों की same होगी या different होगी? Yes, answer is being given by Ashish. That sir, resistivity will be same because दोनों जो वायर हैं both are of copper. दोनों कॉपर की हैं, तो कॉपर मटेरियल से बनी है. तो रेजिस्टिविटी दोनों का क्या होगा, सेम होगा, रेजिस्टिविटी विल बी सेम. तो बोथ हैव सेम रेजिस्टिविटी. ओके, resistivity is same but resistance is different here. So it is very important topic here. It is very important to understand the difference between resistance and resistivity. So resistivity is a property of material of a conductor, है ना. एक और छोटा सा एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. If we have one wire here, this is of copper, and we have another wire, this is of aluminum. Both have same area of cross section, same length. Okay, so what do you think, resistance of both will be same or different? तो resistance दोनों का क्या होगा, different होगा. और resistivity भी different होगी, है ना. Though both have same length, दोनों का same length है, same area of cross section है, but this is aluminum, this is aluminum. So resistivity दोनों का different तो है, and here resistance will also be different. बिकॉज रेजिस्टेंस यहाँ पे डिपेंड करता है किसके ऊपर, रेजिस्टिविटी के ऊपर. तो रेजिस्टिविटी इज डिफरेंट, तो देयरफॉर रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ कॉपर वायर एंड एल्युमिनियम वायर विल बी डिफरेंट, दो बोथ हैव सेम लेंथ एंड सेम एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन. ओके, नाउ यू मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस एंड दिस एग्जांपल. ओके, नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट द सेशन ऑफ द डे. आज का सेशन शुरू करते हैं. आज के सेशन में हम पढ़ेंगे कि इफ यू आर गिवन मोर देन 2 resistors, okay, or more than 2 appliances, how these can be joined, and what kind of network we have at home. घर पर हम जो ज्वाइन करते हैं appliances को, वो किस सिस्टम में होते हैं, right? So may I rub it now? Any question? No. So, okay, so I'm rubbing it and then we are starting topic of the day. Here we have 3 resistors, R1, R2 and R3. So how these 3 resistors can be joined? Now let's start. So any one of you just start thinking. तो first तो है कि इनको हम ऐसे ज्वाइन करें. This is R1 here. Okay. This is R1. Its end is A and its end is B. So this is the resistor R1. Okay, its ends are A and B. And first method इसको हम बात कर रहे हैं how these 3 can be joined. Now same way it is here C. Okay, this is another end here. It can be joined this way. ये हमने join कर दिया. Okay, and this is R2 and this is R3. तो देखिए इसको हमने R3 को ऐसे join कर दिया, right? R3 here. So here you can see these 3 are connected end to end. These are connected end to end. As we make a chain, जब हम chain बनाते हैं क्लास में या कभी खड़े होते हैं ऐसे, so our right hand is connected to the left of the student standing this side. Yes, so this way left, right. These hands are connected with each other. Am I right? ऐसे खड़े होते हैं. So then we say that we have made a chain. ऐसे chain बनाई जाती है ना. कहीं sometime we have to make chain also. We have to make a big circle. So left of one student is connected to the right of another. Right. So same way these have been connected. And if you have to reach to this student, if you have to give something to this student from here, then how you can give it to this student? तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो that will be given to this. From here it will be passed to this, and then it will go to the R3. And same thing if we connect this with the battery. और yes, ये battery से हमने connect कर दिया. So now what will happen? Now the current will go from battery to R1, then it will go to R2, and then it will go to R3. Yes. So this is the one way of connecting the resistors. This is the one way of connecting the resistors. एक तो ये हो गया. Another method कौन सा दूसरा इनको connect कर सकते हैं? So these can be placed like this. हमने एक ये रख दिया. Then this is second and this is third. These 3 resistors are there. Now how these are placed? R1, R2, R3. So these are parallel to each other. You can see. Okay, parallel रखे हुए. Now when we have to join a battery to this, ये हमारा बैटरी है. इसको ज्वाइन करना होगा तो कैसे करेंगे? तो its ends, ये जो ends हैं, these will be connected to one common point. ये हो गया, और इसके बाद हमने बैटरी से ज्वाइन कर दिया. Same way here, these will be connected here. Yes, and then connected to battery, and here is a switch. So now what do you think? In this way, the current will be same in all three resistors or different? So here current is coming up to this I, and it is divided into how many parts? 3 parts. So this system of joining the resistors is known as parallel combination, and this is called series. Okay, they are connected end to end, and here one end, second end, third end. One end of each resistor is connected to one common point, and another end of each resistor is connected to another common point. यहाँ A और B के बीच में देखिए ना, राइट? तो इसके तीनों एंड जो है एक पॉइंट पर कनेक्टेड है, इनके तीनों एंड एक पॉइंट पर कनेक्टेड है. दिस इज पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन, दिस इज सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन. So now we are going to discuss what is the series combination. Any problem here? We are going to discuss this combination, series combination. So here you can see R1, R2, R3, 3 resistors, or we can say 3 conductors are there. Okay, 3 resistors or 3 conductors. We can say that 3 appliances are connected. No, so 3 appliances also can be they are connected in series. So R1, R2, R3, 3 resistors are there. They are connected end to end, and after that they are connected to a battery, right? And its potential difference is V. And when current is switched on, then the same amount of current is passing through each resistor. That is I. I is passing through R1, I is passing through R2, and I current is passing through I3. And the potential difference across R1 is V1, R2 is V2, and R3 is V3. Each resistor will have its own potential difference across it. This you have to remember. Okay, each resistor will have its own potential difference across its ends. This we have to remember. This is very, very important point. That it is V1, V2 and V3. What is same? Current is same. I is same. I. Same amount of current is passing through each resistor. इसका definition क्या होगा देखिए. In series combination, 2 or more resistors or conductor are connected one after another. One after another, एक के बाद एक ज्वाइन करके such that same amount of current, this is very, very important, same amount of current flows through each conductor when some potential difference, so here potential difference is V, applied across the combination. So here what we have to do? We have to find out the equivalent resistance. What will be the total resistance of the combination? R1, R2, R3 का total combination, total resistance कितना होगा? This we have to find. Okay. Any problem here? So note down the definition and circuit diagram. इसके बाद में इसको prove करते हैं that how to find equivalent resistance. And after this session, you will see the experiment, that how to do the experiment in physics lab to find the equivalent resistance of resistors connected in series. And I'm sure you will enjoy. So please note it down. Okay, done. Okay, now we are going to find the equivalent resistance of the 3 resistors connected in series. So now to find equivalent resistance of 3 resistors connected in series. So V is the total potential difference applied across R1, R2 and R3. And here V is divided into 3 parts, V1, V2 and V3. Okay, V1, V2, V3. V1 is the potential difference across R1, V2 R2 के है और V3 is across R3, right? And the current which is passing through each resistor is I. So this we can write down, right? So here V can be written like this, that V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Am I right? Because this total potential difference is being divided into how many parts? 3 parts. Why 3 parts? Because 3 resistors are there. So total potential difference V is equal to V1, V2 plus V3. Okay, and amount of current तीनों में कैसा है? It is I same है, R1, R2, R3. and the equivalent resistance RS अब ले लिया. So this is the sum, RS is sum of R1, R2, R3. Here V is representing that V is sum of V1, V2 and V3. Any problem here? So note down this, इसको note कर ले जल्दी से. Now, okay, so now we shall use Ohm's law. If you try to remember Ohm's law, which formula we got? V is equal to IR. Yes, V is equal to IR. Now, according to Ohm's law, हमने क्या किया था? V is equal to IR. This is the formula here. तो V is your potential difference, total हो गया. I is the current and equivalent resistance क्या है इसमें देखिए. This is RS. तो हम इसको यहाँ पे ले सकते हैं. This is RS. Okay. Any problem here? This is equation number 1. Now, same way, Ohm's law is applied across R1, R2 and R3. R1 के लिए क्या होगा? Okay. So now Ohm's law for R1. ये क्या हो जाएगा? V1 is equal to I R1. Any problem here? According to Ohm's law, देखिए V1 because across it V1 is the potential difference, I is the current, same current है, R1 is the resistor. And there are two activities in NCERT book. These two activities are very, very important. And once one activity has been asked for 3 mark question. 3 नंबर के क्वेश्चन के लिए पूछा जा चुका है. तो activities are also important. So you can be asked that show that potential difference across each resistance series combination is different. तो उसमें क्या करते हैं हम यहाँ पर? ये कैसे मालूम चला कि V1 है यहाँ पर? What we have to do? We have to join a voltmeter. इसके हमने क्या करा यहाँ पर voltmeter लगा देंगे. तो जो voltmeter होगा that will give us reading. Same way voltmeter is connected here. Okay, that will give us another reading. And same way voltmeter is connected here. It will give us another reading. So each voltmeter give us different value. This means V1, V2, V3, different होंगे. Okay, so now for R1, for R2 क्या हो जाएगा? देखिए same way V2 is equal to I R2 and same way for R3 क्या हो जाएगा? V3 is equal to I R3. This we can write. Okay, and here we have done that V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. ना ये भी हमने लिखा है. तो V1 की जगह क्या लिख सकते हैं? IR1, V2 की जगह IR2 and in place of V3 we can write down IR3. Any problem here? So first note down this, फिर आगे चलते हैं. Okay? Yes, sorry. So now V1, V2 and V3 की वैल्यू इसमें रखेंगे है ना. So this will be therefore V is equal to I1 की जगह क्या लिखेंगे? I R1 in place V2 it will be I R2 in place of V3 it is I R3. Yes. And here in what do we find here? I is common. So we can take common I. This is R1 plus R2 plus R3. And here in place of V, this is given V is equal to I RS. RS means equivalent resistance of series combination. S means series. S means series. So here in place of V, we can write down here I RS. Okay, from here. So देखिए इसमें I क्या है? Cancel हो गया. Therefore, what do we get? RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. ये हमारा आ गया. So here equivalent resistance in series combination is sum of 3 resistors or we can say sum of all the resistors. जितने भी resistors हम connect करेंगे series combination के उनका जो equivalent resistance होता है that is equal to the sum of all the resistances. Okay, so RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Any problem here? So note it down. इसको note कर लें. Yes, done. Okay. So here what do we see? In series combination, equivalent resistance RS is equal to the sum of individual resistances of each resistor. Okay. Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So here we get an important relation. If we talk about Rs and R1, Rs and R2 and Rs and R3, what relationship do we get? So what do we find here? Rs का क्या relation होगा? Rs is smaller than or greater than R1. It is sum. So therefore Rs is greater than R1. ये greater होगा R2 से भी और ये भी greater होगा R3 से. Why? Because it is a sum of all the individual resistances of resistors. Okay. So Rs is greater than R1, R2 and R3. So now you must have understood when we should, not you should, when we should join the resistors in series. तो जब हमको क्या करना होता है? When we have to increase the total resistance. When we have to increase the total resistance of the system, we have to join them in series combination. Unity is strength, कहते हैं ना, unity is strength. तो unite हो जाइए और unite कब होंगे? Series में होंगे हम, ठीक है? One after another. So total resistance when we need to increase, then we join the resistors in series. Okay, एक छोटा सा important question आप पूछ लेते हैं. Here three resistors are connected in series. Okay, R1, R2 and R3 are there. If there are many resistors, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, many resistors are there, or we can say n number of resistors are there, then what will be the equivalent resistance? Okay, n resistors are there. N resistors are connected in series. In that case, equivalent resistance Rs will be equal to N R, where R is the resistance of each resistor. और जो जितने भी resistors हैं इसमें R1, R2, R3, उन सब का resistance कैसा है? Same है. Okay, if large number of resistors are connected in series and each resistor is having the same resistance, then equivalent resistance will be Rs is equal to N into R. This is important. तो इसका मतलब कि R1, R2, R3 सब same होंगे. Large number of resistors are there, they all have same resistance. So then this will be the total resistance of the system. Okay, may I rub it down? Okay. So we have got 2 points. When to use series combination. ये important point है. When to use series combination. So series combination is used to increase the total resistance of the circuit. Okay, when we need to increase the total resistance, we connect the resistors in series. Second point हमने discuss किया था अभी कि if we have n resistors, each of resistance R they are connected in series, then equivalent resistance Rs will be equal to N into R. Okay, so this we have discussed. There's R1, R2, R3. Therefore, large number of resistors are there. Say Rn. So then each resistor is of same resistance. हर एक का resistance same है. R, and here it is R. Okay, N. So total resistance क्या होगा? Equivalent resistance that will be equal to N into R. It is very very simple here. Okay. Now एक question हमें पूछा गया है. One question has been asked by Niharika. That sir, what is equivalent resistance here? Equivalent resistance की definition क्या होगी? What is equivalent resistance? So now you must have understood. अभी हमने इससे पहले किया था तो Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. तो equivalent resistance क्या है? This is sum of all the resistors. Sum of all the resistors. So this means if in place of R1, R2, R3 or we have large number of resistors, उनकी जगह पर एक ही resistor लगा दें, which is equal to the sum of all, will it work? Yes, it will work. तो equivalent resistance क्या होगा? तो equivalent resistance is a single resistance which can replace number of resistors connected in series and will produce the same effect. Any problem here? No. So I am writing the definition of equivalent resistance also. Okay. So note down. Done. Okay. So here equivalent resistance is a single resistance. Which can replace the number of resistors connected in a network and produces the same effect for the given potential difference. what does it mean? We can understand with the help of a diagram also. Okay. So if we have three resistors connected in series here, this is R1, R2, and this is R3. This is R1, R2, and this is R3, and they are connected in series this way. Yes, and the current passing through them is I. I is the current which is passing through them, and V is the potential difference. So there are three resistors R1, R2, R3. इनका equivalent resistance कितना होगा? That will be equal to Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So what we can do now, in place of R1, R2 and R3, we can use one resistor which is equal to the sum of these three resistors. है ना? इनके sum के बराबर एक हमने जो लिया है, तो that can replace in place of R1, R2 and R3. तो diagram कैसा हो जाएगा? So now the diagram in place of this, it will be only one resistor here. So this is resistor RS, ये हमने RS लगा दिया, जो इनके सम के बराबर है, and the same battery is being used here, V, and the current is I. So current same रहेगा, and here is the switch here. So it will produce the same effect. Okay, so V is the potential difference here, same potential difference is there, same amount of current will pass through RS also. But in place of R1, R2 and R3, now we are using only one resistor. Okay, so any problem here now? RS means equivalent resistance in series is the single resistance which can replace the large number of resistances, okay, and produces the same effect when given for the given potential difference. Yes, so this is very, very important and good question has been asked. Okay, so with the help of diagram, now we can understand in a better way. Okay, अगर हम कहें कि R1 जो है it is 2 ohm and R2 is 3 ohm and R3 is 4 ohm in simple words, so then what will be the total sum? 4 plus 3 plus 2 4 plus 3 plus 2 9 ohm. तो यहाँ पे 9 ohm जो है इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस आ गया. अगर यहाँ पर ये 2 ohm है, 3 ohm है, 4 ohm है, in place of these three we can use single 9 ohm resistor and it will produce the same effect. Amount of current will remain same. Amount of current will remain same in the circuit. Okay, now is it clear? Yes. So now we are going to discuss this disadvantage and advantage of using series combination. Okay, may I write it down? Okay. Now some features of series combination here. So in series combination देखिए ये हमने पढ़ा था कि equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of all the resistances connected in series. Okay, so ये हमने पढ़ लिया ना कि RS जो है equivalent resistance, it is equal to sum of all the resistors connected in series. If we have three resistors, resistance of each is added R1 plus R2 plus R3, that is equal to RS. Okay. Now second, amount of current passing through each resistor is same. ये हमने एक key point पढ़ा था. And this is another important point here. Potential difference across each resistor is different. Each resistor is different, and which is equal to sum of all these is equal to the total potential difference V applied to the system. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, अगर three resistors connected हैं series में, उनके एक का potential difference V1, V2, V3 है दूसरे का, V3 तीसरे का है, तो sum of all these is equal to the total potential difference applied to the system. So these are the some important points of series combination. Now we are going to discuss why don't we join our appliances or conductor in series. Why don't we join appliances at home in series combination? Means what is the disadvantage of series combination? Okay, now note down these points. So now disadvantages of series combination here. तो first point क्या है देखिए कि R1, R2 and R3. So these three resistors are connected in series or three appliances are in series, and if any one of them अगर एक ही काम करना बंद कर दे तो current will reach to R3 or not? Yes, current will not reach to R3. तो current यहाँ पर नहीं पहुंचेगा, है ना? So this is the drawback. So if any appliance or any resistor it breaks down, it doesn't work, then whole of the system it breaks down. पूरा का पूरा system टूट जाता है and it doesn't work. Okay, why? Because there is a single path for the flow of current. एक ही रास्ता है, एक ही रास्ता होता है करंट के फ्लो करने के लिए, अपना सर्किल पूरा करने के लिए, राइट? तो जैसे कि देखिए करंट को वापस आना होता है बैटरी के पास. ओके, दिस इज द नेगेटिव टर्मिनल एंड दिस इज द स्विच हियर. So current has to come back to this terminal. This is positive, this is negative, and this is the conventional direction of current. If it is not working, so the current will not reach to R3 and R3 will not work. This is the drawback. Second drawback है, तो there is only one switch. अगर आप चाहते हैं कि R1 should not work or R2 should not work or R3 should not work, तो switch is only one. There is only one switch. So from one switch, whole system is controlled. अगर हमें किसी एक को यूज नहीं करना है तो ऐसा हम नहीं कर सकते, है ना? तो दिस इज द सेकंड ड्रॉबैक, because there is only single switch to switch on the current or to switch off the current. So this is the second drawback. Okay. Now potential difference is V total and it is divided into how many resistors? 3 resistors are there. तो 3 में डिवाइड हो जाएगा, 4 resistors होंगे तो 4 में डिवाइड हो जाएगा. तो टोटल पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इट इज डिवाइडेड हियर इनटू, देखिए V2 and V3, V1, V2, V3. So if it needs more, अगर इसको ज्यादा चाहिए और इसको ज्यादा चाहिए तो it cannot get according to its own requirement, है ना? It cannot get according to its own requirement. तो this is the second drawback. तो जो घरों में हम अप्लायंस अगर सीरीज में कनेक्ट करेंगे तो टोटल पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस दैट इज 220 वोल्ट. So this is divided into different appliances. ये different appliances के बीच में डिवाइड हो जाएगा. Therefore, each appliance will not work properly. Each appliance will not work properly. Okay? उसको अगर ज्यादा पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस चाहिए, मिल रहा है कम, तो it will not work properly. So this is the third drawback. So any problem here? And 3 हो गया, now 4. तो फोर्थ ड्रॉबैक क्या है कि because RS equivalent resistance is the sum of all the resistors. It is equal to the sum of all the resistors. तो जब ये sum of all the resistors, तो therefore amount of current I is equal to V upon R. ये RS हो गया. तो amount of the current passing through each resistor is decrease. तो amount of current किसी को ज्यादा चाहिए, जिसको ज्यादा करंट चाहिए, अच्छा वर्क करना है उसको, ओके, तो उसकी नीड पूरी नहीं हो पाती है ना. तो therefore that appliance will not work properly because amount of current will decrease because V upon RS होता है, I is decrease. ओके, सेकेंड वाला बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था यहाँ पर, है ना? ये जो थर्ड वाला पॉइंट कि 220 वोल्ट जो घर पर सप्लाई होता है, इट इज डिवाइडेड टू different parts according to the appliances and each appliance doesn't get enough current according to its need. जब उसको उसकी नीड के अकॉर्डिंग करंट नहीं मिलेगा तो that appliance will not work. So therefore we do not use series circuit in houses. Okay. एक और इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर आता है हमारा कि कैन यू टेल मी द रिलेशन बिटवीन V1 एंड R1, V2 एंड R2, इनमें क्या रिलेशन होगा? Here, what do we find here? So V1 is directly proportional to, या potential difference इसमें सीरीज में क्या होगा? V is directly proportional to R. V is directly proportional to R. So potential difference across each resistor is directly proportional to the resistance, है ना? Because current same है, I is same, I सब में same है, तो जिसका resistance ज्यादा होगा उसमें potential difference भी ज्यादा होगा. Okay? Because again remember, since V is equal to IR and I is same here in each resistor, तो जिसका R ज्यादा होगा उसका potential difference भी ज्यादा होगा. If R3 is greater than R2, then V3 is greater than V2. If R2 is greater than R1, then V2 is greater than V1 because current is same in all the resistor. So this is the most important point which you have to remember. This is important for competitive exams also. Yes, any problem here? So now you must have understood why don't we join household appliances in series. Because again I am repeating, because in series 220 volt, which is which our house is getting, it is divided into different appliances. So each appliance doesn't get enough amount of current and therefore it doesn't work properly. ठीक है, अगर हम 60 वाट का बल्ब और 100 वाट का बल्ब इनको हम ज्वाइन कर दें, सीरीज में ज्वाइन कर दें, so its brightness will not be very high because the current, the voltage which it needs, it will not be getting the same required voltage. Okay, so any point? So now you must have understood the topic of the day, and in next session we shall be doing the experiment that how to find the equivalent resistance of resistors connected in series. Thanks to all of you.